Hello.
Hi Ron, how you doing?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Thank you very much. How are you feeling?
Not bad. Not bad. Getting better.
I've seen you looking worse.
I have been worse. I have been worse. uh,
Uh,
how you
but
doing?
okay. Struggling.
Yeah.
This is kind of new to me. I'm trying to do things that seem like I've got to join, Plugins Anonymous. Um, you know, I've got this
Yeah.
disease that, I keep looking for the simple something, and as you can see, I'm not the youngest, so, I'm
I've got a
trying
few
to.
gray hairs too.
So I
Okay.
didn't have this many until I tried to do this,
Wow. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do about that.
and it seems as though I'm having a problem right now with everything. I just try to get my websites, and they're not responding. It says there's some kind of problems going on with them, so I don't even know what's going on on anything. Maybe it's my computer. I don't think so, but
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a hosting problem. All right. So I, let me back up. I know nothing about your business, and obviously,
so
what
we're in the
I can
same boat.
help you with, yeah, obviously, what I can help you with is getting your membership site set up. So the whole purpose of this call is to be able to walk through how you would actually go about doing that from what I assume is a fresh WordPress site.
Well, let me tell you what I've done. I've seen a couple of your things on things. So um, I bought almost anything to try to help. I bought a program a couple of years ago, and I just actually bought a new version, thinking that it would be easier, or maybe I can do something with it. So I bought something called Local Business Pro, which is I didn't realize when I was doing some of these things, Andrew, that I thought these were like, it was advertised like simple websites. I didn't realize they were talking about like developers and people who are in the business. I'm like, oh wow, I bought this thing. It was not so bad. I really liked the way it looked and what it did. So I did that. So I started doing all these things with WordPress. Then I bought that other. Then I bought something called Dashboard Plugins. I think from one of your competitors, I guess at this point, which was
Right.
like, I don't know what that is. Then I bought something called Insta Theme that looked like, then I bought, it's not a lot of money, but for me at this point where I am, it is a lot because I've been just struggling to try to get a business on ground that in my heart, it's like one of those things that I know that if I can get something going, I'm going to do well because there really isn't much competition in what I do. So it's,
Okay.
um, so
Are
you can
you
see I bought everything.
right? And I've been there, and I continue to buy stuff, and some stuff I use, and some stuff I don't even look at, but I bought it anyway. But that's a problem that a lot of people are faced with. The thing is that you want to, regardless of what um, niche market you're in, what your model is, there are fundamentals you need. So a fundamental is being able to set up a sales page and deliver your product. That's basically what it boils down to. But how much you want to go into that in terms of interactivity with customers and all that kind of stuff determines really what you need. If you're developing a membership site where you're going to interact with your customers on a regular basis, and you're going to continue to deliver value through that members area, then you need a membership site, right? So MemberSonic will do all that for you. You don't need any fancy sales page plugin or things like that. You can do the core is having the ability to protect your content and deliver that content, being able to capture that member in an autoresponder so you can communicate with them through email marketing. Those are the core things you really need to have in place, right? So why don't you tell me about like where you're at in terms of you've started to develop an online business, and like what market are you in? How far have you taken it? Is it a brand new site and you're struggling with getting it set up?
It's some of it is brand new. Some of them are like things that I tried to do and I got somewhere into it, but I don't know. I get so confused about what to do. Like I want to add content, and then I'm saying, well, how do I add content? Then they come with these navigation bars. So then I had to figure out how to do the navigation bar and add things. Then I found out about the parents and the children. Then I started doing things like that. But then I don't know where the thing goes to. If I put an article that I just wrote onto the website, where does it go? How do they find it? I mean, these are like probably very basic things, but it just seems like for some reason I don't get it, or I'm not, of that mindset. Let me give you a little background. I distribute right now. I've been distributing medical equipment. It's a prescription device that recently, within the last couple of weeks, got FDA approval on for pain, anxiety, stress, depression, insomnia, and it's non-drug, non-medication, and it's a hot topic right now in the world. There's a lot of people, unfortunately, dying from opiate overdoses, accidental. We read about celebrities every day. So I have a device that can do that. So that's one part of it. And then I have a chronic pain program that I can do no matter where I am in the world through what we're doing now. I can look at a person on FaceTime or Google Hangouts or any of these kind of methods and actually be like I was there one-on-one doing similar to a physical therapy, but a program that's been around for about 40 years, very successful fee for service. So I think no one's doing what I'm doing really in this way, but I'm trying to do these things, and my whole objective was to do some videos, have things on there, maybe even do some courses, and I was going to even do a site for pain-free golf and have people who are, target market the CEO, the executives. Not only do they want to be pain-free when they're playing golf, some of them are stopping because I'm saying you don't have to, but it goes further than that. It's sitting in your chair and hurting when you're there, not being able to close the deal. So I've got all this stuff that I have done myself in terms of all these things I've written, which I like. I always like things I do. I'm just kidding, but for someone who's a expert in terms of this, the letters and all the things, I have a pretty good sales background, so it's really coming out, but I don't know how to get it to the level where I need. So my thought was, hey, membership makes sense. Why? Because if I say to someone, even if it's free, as you pointed out, I think in some of your talks, if I can get someone to, if I go to a physician and say to the doctor, well, how are the people, I'm not going to explain this thing to him. Doc, send them to here, let them go in here, and let them find out. And they'll be, what is back pain? How to avoid it? 3 simple exercises to do, da-da-da-da, and then build this thing. And then if they want to go further, maybe then it leads to a custom program where I give them a custom program for a couple $1,000s. So that's my I guess my upsell. For that, which I have no problem. In short story, I had back problems in '95, and I heard Jack Nicklaus on the radio talking about everyone told me he needed back surgery, and he found this guy, and then afterwards I called him, spoke to the guy, went down there 10 weeks in San Diego, drove 3 hours in pain, because the guy said to me, if I don't get you better, don't pay me. And I'm willing to do the same thing. So when you talk about a guarantee, real, and anyone who's got chronic pain and can't do things that they were doing a few years ago or a few minutes ago and are hurting and don't want drugs and surgery, it's a great alternative. And a few $1,000s in that sense is not a lot of money for someone to get their quality of life, back, be able to play with your kids and your family and take care of them when they're, sitting around with pneumonia. I mean, instead of being in bed, not being able to do anything. So it's those things. So I don't know where I'm going. I just know that I need a presence, because everyone looks at you. If you don't have a presence online, you don't have a real business, even though it's a real business.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes good sense. So it sounds to me, Ron, like you're really struggling with the mechanics of everything, getting it set up, and really that you don't also have a good grasp on the WordPress functionality in itself, right? Like WordPress, I don't want to spend too much time giving a
Yeah.
WordPress tutorial. WordPress
But
is
I
a
went
free.
through them all. I've gone through them
Okay.
over and over again. That's what's crazy. I'm saying, what am I doing wrong? You know?
Right. So you can go through the WordPress tutorials and you can see how to. But what you really have to understand is the why. So the why, because WordPress is a free platform and it was designed to be free but to allow all these different bolt-on software, plugins, to be able to add functionality to it. That's basically what plugins do. But at its core, WordPress manages content, and it allows you to display it in basically two methods. You can create a page and you can create a post.
Right.
Pages are good for static content. So, like a login, if you're creating a membership site, a page would be a login page. A page would be a member's dashboard. If you're adding content on a regular basis, like posts, you really want to use the post feature. And that's sort of like, that's the traditional blog type stuff.
Right.
So if you're adding regular free content that you wanted to use to drive traffic to your site, then definitely create posts. Posts will go into what's called a blog page. It really doesn't get shown up on your site until you have a page that will list all those posts. So you got to create the blog template page as one of your pages. And then when you create posts, it automatically gets added to that page. I like to use that for free content, right? To notifications, news, things like that. But all of my protected content are all done by pages. So I'll install a MemberSonic. I'll protect those particular pages that I want only members to access and set my site up that way. At a very high level, that's essentially how you go about building a membership site. So what I should probably do is I'll open up one of my sites and just talk to it. And as you have questions, say, hold on right there, I don't understand how, or that makes sense to me, but, and just ask those questions. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I was trying to do, like I followed your video and your explanations, and I was doing the tutorials, and I'm going through and I'm adding this page and I'm adding the login, and then when I go to visit site, it's like it just is not the same. It's not there. It doesn't come in with the box and with the video. It doesn't have those same features that you have, and I'm going, I did what he said, and that's what it's frustrating.
What theme are you using?
I was using the theme I had, and I loaded on, and then I had the dashboard. I have all your thing. I have everything on it. I've got one that I think has your membership, and I bought the membership WordPress. I bought the dashboard. I've got the MemberSonic. I've got the Sonic Reply, which I think I mentioned. I don't know if that was. I don't know if it goes into what I just said. If someone's calling me or has a question on a particular exercise, is that the way to do it through Sonic Reply, or do you just, So I said, well, it's for $27. It probably looks good, and I can advertise that I have, this help desk that's open 24. I don't know. Am I wrong? I don't know, because it's not like just a plug-in or some real, how do I put it? What most internet marketers are, selling. I don't know if it overlaps.
Right. It does not overlap. It is sort of, if you look at it from a delivering value from the time that a visitor lands on your site to when they become engaged and go through the sales process and you deliver that product. After you deliver the product, the customer interaction doesn't end there, right? There's a follow-up process, and you're building a relationship with the customer. That tool allows you to build that relationship and manage it so that you don't have these requests or problems or questions falling through the cracks that you're not answering. It is definitely something you need, and it doesn't overlap with any of the other applications that you've talked about. So. Right. You need a help desk, and whether you use Sonic Reply or some other system, it doesn't matter, but you definitely need a help desk. The advantage of it being WordPress based is that you can install it right in your membership site, and they can share the same login. So.
Yeah, when you're ADHD, you really need something to manage these things.
Right, I hear you. Okay, so why don't you do me a favor, Ron, and how about you load one of your websites Uh, show me an example of what you say doesn't look anything like mine. That will help me.
I don't even know anymore because I got. Let me see if I can load something because a few minutes ago I was trying. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, so let me go back here and. Hmm.
Don't know if you can hear me, but I might have lost you.